steal by Pipkins. UMass transfer. Ed Cooley says he gives them a boost, and Jimmy Nichols does too with the N1 for the sophomore.
Jimmy Nichols taking advantage of the starting nod. I mean, he's a player that has started some in his career, has come off the bench. He's still trying to find himself in ways that he can be most effective for Providence, and one of the best ways is to simply just run the floor and finish like that.
I love his size at 6'8". He's a Conway, South Carolina native. Been able to recruit in the Carolina as well.
And a lot of that has to do with Jeff Battle.
Ed Cooley's sidekick, veteran staff now in year number 9. Ed Cooley staying home at Providence over the offseason as Taylor off on the runner. And it'll stay with St. Peter's, which is encouraging for the Peacocks as you look at Ed Cooley. Looking for the 6th NCAA tournament trip for this program in the last 7 years.
Look, Ed was not pleased with the effort on Wednesday night. Providence looked almost stunned with that zone. They had a lot of confidence going into that game because Northwestern had just come off a home loss by 10 to Merrimack. And they were knocked back on their heels, and it took quite an effort to get back in that game. But then Northwestern handled it, ended up winning after the game had gone from 20 down to 5.
And Cooley said this Friars team can really run the floor. Jimmy Nichols short on 3. It'll go back to the Peacocks, but they get a stop. And what an opportunity for Ryan Whalen, coming over from Eastern Kentucky to serve as an assistant under Shaheen Holloway, the second-year head coach of this program, currently serving a 4-game suspension. This is 3rd game of that.
Yeah, we're going to get into this throughout the course of the broadcast, but he's known Shaheen Holloway since basically he was an elementary school kid from New Jersey. Ultimately, they worked together at Iona under Kevin Willard, then Seton Hall. And so he was the natural with the 4-game suspension to Shaheen Holloway to step in here on an interim basis.
There's Khalif Young, scoreless against Northwestern, short on this hook attempt. And Majak, 7-footer who they love inside. And Ryan Whalen thinks that he could play a real factor in the MAC because having a 7-footer in that conference stands out.
Yeah, I mean, look, in these games early for St. Peter's, it's all about getting ready for the MAC. And really, big picture in the long term. I mean, he's starting sophomores and freshmen here.
Here's Diallo to Duke. Couldn't hit the lay-in. That was an issue at Northwestern.
Yeah, they missed a lot of 2s. I mean, look, overall, though, you know, we saw Jimmy Nichols take that 3 2 possessions ago. In the last 2 games, Providence is 17 for 65 from 3s at 26%. That's not who they are. They got to change that.
They have the length to change it. There's Banks with 7 on the timer. Matthew Lee pulls the trigger. This one short. Here's Young trying to find some space. Diallo lays it off. Nichols whams it down.
That's Jimmy Nichols. That's your game. Not a pull-up hesitant 3. Run the floor, finish, and Majak getting a little bit of a eye-opening experience to high major basketball.
Jimmy Nichols given the opportunity to start this afternoon. He did not play the first game of the season as the Friars take a charge. That's Duke standing tall, and this sophomore class is shining.
So look, Jimmy Nichols can be sort of that utility infielder, if you will, for Providence. We should mention, Nate Watson out still with the knee injury. Best case scenario could be the Penn game coming up. They hope that he'll be ready for the Wooden Legacy over Thanksgiving. And also Greg Gant, who really had a phenomenal game for them against Northwestern. He is home dealing with a personal matter in North Carolina. So overall, Providence down 2 forwards that they expect to be in the rotation when they get deeper into the Big East. So Jimmy Nichols clearly has to perform this afternoon.
Diallo off. Young puts it back. It's a 9-0 Friar run.
All right, so Ryan Whalen said, see how we react in the first 4 minutes. How they come out of this first time out could be a real difference maker in how they can perform the rest of the afternoon.
St. Peter's dropping a double-digit affair to Bryan in their season opener. This team with 9 underclassmen out of their 14 players. They are young, retooling, but now 3 on the timer. They need a shot. Estrada can't hit. Offensive rebound, though, put back in. It's Woods.
Providence looking to run at every opportunity here.
Duke can't knock that down, but Young comes up with the extra opportunity. The 3 from Diallo. Rebound for Drame.
We're going to see 2 Drames out here, Fusini and Hassan, both from Mali.
Freshman twins.
You would think that because they're twins.
We'll learn more about them when we return. Providence out to the early lead as it's Jimmy Nichols, the sophomore, and Alpha Diallo, the senior, combining for a sizzling start for Providence College.